Mother Aya just resubscribed for 14 months. Oh, your sub is so cute. How old? 14 months.
Hello. Hi, welcome in. Congratulations, Aya, for getting first. Wolfie, congratulations on second. Franklin, hello. Jason Jones, hello. Welcome in. How you doing? Good to see you again. Aya, thank you for 14 months. Your sub is so cute. Held 14 months? God, I hate when people say that. The salad is bussin'. Oh my gosh, you guys have to help me pick dinner. Hi, Tori. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the pine cone and all of the redeems. Hi, Bubbles. I'll be lurking. Love you also. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's 1 year.
Bubblehead just resubscribed for 12 months. Happy anniversary.
It went Bubblehead. I don't think I've ever heard it say Bubblehead. Oh my gosh. I think Aya's stuck on screen. No, it'll go away. It's on a timer because I thought most people would redeem first, like at the beginning of stream. So I wanted it to be like on the screen for the whole countdown. So it's on a timer. So since it didn't get redeemed for a little bit, it'll go away in a second. But yeah, we have to pick I have to pick dinner. Yeah. You'll never get rid of me. No, Aya's not going anywhere. Aya lives in my basement. I have to pick something to eat. Bubbles, thank you so much for a year, Bubblehead. Hi, Duckling. Welcome in. How are you? I'm trying to catch up with everything. Make sure I got everyone. And I said, if I didn't say hello, I apologize, but hello. All right. I don't know what I want to eat. Like, should I just get McDonald's? Lurking back around on a Carlac romance run. I almost played Baldur's Gate tonight on stream and started my Astarion run. But Bubbles and I played Baldur's Gate this morning, and I don't want to, like, do another run and get mixed up again. Because when I have too many runs in Baldur's Gate, I'm always like, no, I already did this. And I'm like, wait, no, I didn't do this. Doing pretty good. We have a busy weekend. Tomorrow's just busier. Hubby has tomorrow off to go to an appointment. So we have a long weekend. Guess what? Hi, Azaro. Chicken butt. Chicken butt. Azaro, how was your day? Welcome in. Carlic is kind of sweet now that I've got... Oh, you got butterflies? I have to romance literally anyone other than Astarion, and I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Every time he looks at me and he talks to me. And then, oh my gosh, guys. So the latest patch, they updated the kisses in Baldur's Gate, and Bubbles and I literally just like watched all of the kisses for like a half hour this morning when we were playing. We're like, just play all of, like, if you just like spam kisses like over and over and over again, eventually you'll cycle through all of them. And we were like literally just watching each other's kisses for like a half hour. First real therapy appointment since last Monday. Is it, are you doing online or in person? Kiss update through Act 1, and he hasn't told me he's a vampire yet. What? So you haven't even had an in-person. Wow, Wolfie. You haven't even, like, so you're through Act 1 and he didn't try to bite you in the middle of the night? Little man heard you and came up to me with his hands over and went, hey! Hey! Hey, little guy! A Surfetched in chat. I think I'm just gonna get McDonald's. Like, I hate to do it, but, like, it's cheap and it's right down the road, so it'll be here quick. Alright, so what I want to do today is I want to, like, not necessarily rebuild, but I want to, like, expand my house. Like, I want to build, like, one of those, like, Victorian, you know what I mean? Like, where they've got, like, the tower in the front. Like, you know, like a Victorian house that you see. I don't want to long rest because I want to see how far it goes. Wait, did you not long rest all of Act 1? That's crazy. I'm just building. Yeah, building's kind of my thing. Yeah. This game is actually really cool, though. It's really different. But now he's acting suspicious, and I hope we catch him. That's so funny. I just, like, I can't not romance him. I just can't do it. I can't do it. He just, as soon as I walk over there, I'm just weak. I just can't do it. Alright. So. I have to make beams and beam. Alright, so I've got 15 beams, which means I need more. Okay. So I need beams and I need planks, which means I need to go get wood, I think. Alright. That's totally what I would do too. I can't help it. The funny thing is I actually do, like, I do actually do other stuff in these games. Like the other day on stream on Wednesday, I actually went through and finished one of the portals and, like, did all of, like, the puzzles in the portal and stuff. But today I want to build. I don't know what I want to eat, but I am hungry. Alright. So, oh yeah, for planks, I think I also need leather straps. I think. Okay. Alright, well that's going. Let me turn back on. The portal on the right is the lower one, I think. These aren't growing. This is the second time I've planted these. I think that the berries, these ones aren't growing either. Yeah, I think that the barberry seeds are bugged. I don't think they grow, because this is the second time I've planted them. Yeah, see? I think they're bugged. They won't grow. Burger from In-N-Out, added protein. Yeah. Extra in and out. I don't know what I want. Like, it's still early enough that, like, lots of places are open. Like, I kind of want a salad because I had a really, really, really good salad the other day. But at the same time, I'm like, but like, where am I gonna get a salad? Do they have salads here? Salads. Today and when instead of today when. Oh, I mean, I did the right thing health-wise today, and when I got my burger, I didn't think of it anything bad. I didn't think of it as not well thought out. How's my weekend been? Honestly, I do feel kind of bad because I slept a lot this weekend, but I feel like I need it. Like, I feel like I don't sleep well during the week just because, like, just life and stream and work and everything, you know? Hi, Huey. So many restaurant salads are not healthy. I know. Rest is productive. I know, but I just, like, you know, I like to... excuse me. I like to get stuff done on the weekends, and when I spend the day in bed until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's not very productive, you know? Hui, thank you for being my little cheerleader in my Elden Ring playthrough. It really means a lot. Like, honestly, I know it's so silly, but it really means a lot that every time I post something, you're always like, yeah! Alright, I'm just trying to order some food really quick, and then we'll get into the game. I think I'm just gonna reorder the same thing that I always get, because... you know... Do I want to get a shamrock shake? I'm gonna get a shamrock shake for my little desserts. I deserve it. I desert it. I do deserve it. Thank you. Ah, dog fact. All right, we gotta get rid of dog fact. It's been like a week now. They're still broken. That's a bummer. That makes me really sad. I gave dog facts and cat facts like a whole week to fix themselves, and they have not. I won't delete it. I'll just turn it off, and maybe we'll try again in a little bit. But yeah. Oh, why is my camera not focusing? There we go. Dang facts. I know. It worked for it worked for a long time. I think it worked for like well over a year, I would say. I just wonder what happened. I wonder what happened. Alright. Are you done? Yes. No. Oh no, I'm so encumbered. Oh shit, it's this one. Okay. Perfect. Look at that. It's done while I was waiting. Beans. Autofill. Okay, there we go. Making food. What are you making? Tell me what you're making. You can't leave before you tell me. It's the rules. Oh, oops, I had a lot. I didn't really have to do that then. Oopsies. Okay, so I feel like the front of the house needs to be like the part that goes up, and then this side will stay like this. Celery, green pepper, onion, sausage, orzo. Ooh, sounds like a yummy jambalaya. A delicious jambalaya. Absolutely delicious. Ugh. I'm gonna be touching my hair a lot because it's still drying from my shower and I don't want it to get too frizzy. Don't have wine left, so probably just use some lemon juice. Okay. Different flavor tastes, flavors there. Chicken breast marinating in Italian dressing. That sounds really good too. That sounds delicious. Alright, where's my buddy? Alright, buddy. Oh, there's so much ore here. I forget every time. Alright, we're not here for ore, we're here for trees. Good job. Cut down that tree. Good job, you're doing great. No, stop. Why did you stop cutting down that tree? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna dismiss this recruit already. Hi, Huey. Oh, did you not hear what I said, Huey? I was talking to you. I was talking to Huey. Wait, did she pick up all of the... No, what'd you say? I said thank you for being my cheerleader in my Elden Ring journey. I said it means so much every time I post something and you cheer me on. Oh, your mom called? It's all good. It's all good. Of course. Yeah, it's awesome. It's so... Because I was just doing it, like, you know, for my own kind of, like, record and to, like, keep you guys all updated and stuff. And then you're always like, let's go. They're popping off. Bro, I have literally changed so much since I started playing that game. Like, I can't even tell you. Some of these bosses that I've seen people struggle for, like, hours, I've beaten in, like, single-digit attempts. Like, it took me, I think... It took me, like, 5 or 6 attempts to beat Morgott yesterday. Like... And I've seen people take, like, a whole, like, day to do it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I am using Bloodhound's Fang, which I hear is, like, a pretty broken OP weapon, which I didn't know when I, like, started using it. I liked the, I keep saying weapon art because of Lies of P, which isn't what it's called. The skill, the weapon skill or whatever. I like the Bloodhound step that it does. And apparently everyone's like, yeah, it's like broken. I was like, oh, that's why it works so well. Took my friend like 50, yeah. The only thing, so, okay, so there's a couple things that are really still giving, hi Mock, welcome in. There are a couple things that are still really giving me a hard time, like some of the bosses that are in like the really tight arenas, like there's one, I'm drawing a blank on its name. It's like the ulcerated tree spirit or whatever, but he's really fast and it's like in a really small arena, and I just can't do it. Like I don't have enough room to move, to do anything. Like, so that one I'm really struggling with. And Moog, I can't beat Moog, who you have to beat apparently. Hopefully no spoilers, but apparently you have to beat Moog for the DLC, because I believe the DLC takes place in Mogwin Palace. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's so fast, and he's like so big for the arena that he just slams you in a corner and you're screwed. But I'm in Nokron right now, and I am trying to find all of the torches to release the ancestral spirit. Yeah. Yeah, I almost, like legitimately, I almost streamed Elden Ring tonight. Almost. I thought about it for a second. Because I was like, oh, I'm getting so close to the end, like, I'll finish this game, like, probably within a couple of weeks. But I'm really, really, really enjoying, like, just kind of taking it at my own pace, you know? But I thought about it. I thought about it, chap. Mock, how you doing? Welcome in. How's your day? How's your weekend? I bought Pacific Drive. It was like super cheap on CD keys. So So I bought it. Take it a trip. Yeah, exactly. I've been enjoying taking it at my own pace. And I know I'm skipping a lot of stuff. Oh, you know what? Hopefully, like, you actually know what I'm talking about. I'm not just, like, talking about my ass. But where I'm at right now is, Melina just asked me to go to the forge at the mountaintops. So, Fire Giant is very, very, very soon. Fire Giant is very soon. That's gonna be hard. You're excited? Should I stream it? Oh, you know what I did decide? Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell you. No, I'm gonna tell you because I'm not gonna tell you when it's gonna happen. You guys are just gonna have to pay attention for it. So I did decide that when it comes down to it, and whenever the moment happens, then it comes down to it, I'm going to not tell anybody. I'm not going to, like, make an announcement. I don't even care what time it is. I don't even care if it's, like, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go live randomly whenever it happens for the final boss fight in Elden Ring. So Radagon and Elden Beast. And I'm gonna do it live, so that way there's, like, live proof that I've, like, finally beaten Elden Ring. So, once I get there, yeah, so it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning randomly on, like, a Saturday, and I'm, like, completely by myself crying, just crying and sobbing. Like, I finally beat it. I finally beat Elden Ring. Yeah, that's what I decided. Just so that way, because, like, I feel like some people, when I'm telling people, like, oh, I beat this boss in, like, this many tries, like, I'm sure some people are like, no, you didn't. So I literally have started recording it, like, by myself. Just, like, screen capture recording my stuff. Like, I did Golden Godfrey yesterday, and the entire video is, like, 9 minutes long because it took me, like, 4 attempts. And I'm like, people aren't gonna fucking believe me! Alright, how do I want to do this? Okay, so I want to... Oh, wait a second. What if I move... 4 attempts? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's Bloodhound Step. It's the most ridiculously broken weapon art that there is. It's so stupid. If you can get both Bloodhound Step attacks off, whoo, it's so broken. Especially with the teleport, it's ridiculous. And that's kind of been my go-to, is just, like, getting enough space between us to be able to close the gap with a Bloodhound Step, and then getting the second attack off, like, fast enough, and then just, like, getting back out. Everyone disliked that? Why? Oh, everyone disliked you not getting a Korok? Yes, everyone dislikes it when Franklin doesn't get Korok seeds. Okay, so I'm thinking putting this spot here back so it's flat, and then bringing this out in, like, a little, I don't know how to explain it, like, just, like, bringing this out a square and then going up one, so it's, like, kind of like a little miniature tower kind of thing. Twiflin quality time day? No problem. Enjoy. You played Mage? Yeah, so, Envoy and I are going to do a, seamless co-op run, and, I think I'm gonna try to do magic in that. I think. I think I might do, like, astrologer or something. But yeah, that's my plan. Alright, my dog keeps getting stuck outside, and I don't know, like, how to make him not get stuck outside. It's broken, like, really broken. Well, I do have some magic that I use on this character for, like, range. Like, I use Loretta's great mouth. I use Loretta's great bow a lot to kind of, like, fill in the gap for, like, distance-wise and stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna bring this square in, and then I think I'm gonna put this one out by a square, which means I have to move this. Okay. So let's do this. Move this to here for now. I saw a clip of somebody testing my popsicle icicle. What? Test. Well, I guess the pop would be for literally the pop filter. Popsicle would be the pop filter, yeah. But that's still funny. Like, I always found, like, mic test is always just so funny to me. Mic test, mic. I'm not sure where that giggle just came from. That's not my normal laugh / giggle there. That was really weird. I was like, why are you standing so close? Don't stand so. Can I move that? I can't be moved, okay. I'm cackling. Why? Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Okay, so do we have like half walls or angle? No, we don't have half or angled. That'd be too convenient, wouldn't it? Alright, one there. Oh, this needs bricks. Oh, I have bricks. Cool. Let's see. Why? Go away! Do you have anything that you could be doing right now? My first memory of Elden Ring, he doesn't look too strong. To Godfrey, then getting one shot, my friend laughing for 20 minutes. My very first memory of Elden Ring, so this is I say this is my first playthrough because, like, it is, but I did play seamless co-op for, like, I don't know, 3 separate sessions, so, like, maybe a total of 6 hours or something, with Chris, who used to be my mod, and I'll never forget when he was, like, trying to, like, explain stuff to me, and we walk into Castle Stormvale, and he's, like, trying to teach me stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, and one more thing, and he tried to, like, show me to, like, how to, like, jump, like, off of, like, the side and, like, to a platform below, but, like, you know, you're not supposed to jump, you're just supposed to, like, walk and, like, let your character kind of, like, fall. So he goes, oh yeah, another thing, and he, like, jumps and dies. And that was, like, my very first memory of Elden Ring, and I was like, okay, I got it. I understand. just have to make sure that my food doesn't like stay outside for too long, you know? Alright, so that's that. But does that go there, or should it go on the top? I don't think that should go there, actually. I think it should go on the next one on top. It looks great. I think it actually should go like this. I think it should go on top of that one. Like that. I need lumber. I need more lumber. Yes? Okay. Cool. Alright, I need 12 lumber. And I need some shingles? Oh, I have shingles. Perfect. Cool. Okay. Now. That looks good. Oh! That looks good. Now. This would be so much easier if it wasn't fucking raining. Looks awesome. Thank y'all. So I just have to get in here. I have to let my wet debuff go down so my stamina will go back up. Alright, so now the question is, so this right here is technically second floor, so like I already have part of the second floor already started, and this is roof. So this has to come down. And I think this roof has to come down because look at the inside. Oh wait, it fixed itself. Wait, what? The roof fixed itself! When I was playing yesterday, it had like cross beams here that like looked stupid. Okay, so maybe we don't have to. I can stream Elden Ring for you if I ever get bored. Oh, really? I've thought about it. I'm much stronger now, so I'm a little bit more confident now. So I will probably stream the DLC. But I will be streaming mine and Envoy's co-op. So I will be streaming the co-op. Okay. So, alright, my wet debuff is gone. So now, can I do that? I mean, yeah, I can do that. Like, that wasn't, the question wasn't, can I? Like, am I able to? It was, is that what I want to do there? So now the other issue is, how the heck do I, like, go up? Like, how do I go up? Where does this? Holes and lumber. Okay. Hole. Lumber. I'm very encumbered. Just a little closer. There. Okay. Oops. Okay. So now I can go up. Okay. So. I feel like I like how everything instability or has stability. Oh, insta builds. Yes. Well, you have to like add your resources to it, but yeah. Okay, so I think that one here, and we'll make this a square. And I might get rid of might get rid of some of this. So I have a confession to make. I don't know if you guys saw Terry log in there. So every single time that Terry logs in, I always think that it's a Mercy, like from Overwatch. Like I always think it's a picture of Mercy. And then I like look closer and realize that it's not. It's a snake. Has one of the most beautiful streamers in the world? Who are you talking about? Mad Pete! Hello! Welcome in, how you doing? The Husky Hunk Horror Nintendo Switch games versus Cars Pacific Drive competitions. Ooh, oh, you're playing Pacific Drive? How's Pacific Drive? I just bought it, and I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I just bought it, and I'm really excited to play it. How you doing? Welcome in. A random dork variety streamer. Same. You see Mercy? You see it? You see it? Apex Lodestar. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. How we doing? How was your stream? How was your weekend? Thank you so much for coming on in. It's very interesting and amazing game. Yeah, I have a friend, Mark Wahlberg, who is hanging out here somewhere. I don't know where he is. But he's been playing it, and it's so cool. I just bought it. I just bought it on CD Keys because it was on sale for like 20 bucks or something like that. So after Nightingale releases its super tight grip on me, I'm gonna get into Pacific Drive. Marky Mark, yeah. Yeah. Mark Wahlberg, yeah. But welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. If you do not know me, hello, hi, welcome in. My name is Krista, or Pinxel. Most people just call me Pink. I'm a variety streamer, and I play whatever the heck I want. That includes things like Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, a lot of survival games, and pretty much, like I said, everything in between. Whatever I want. I do have a very quick video. It is super cringe, super dorky, super all the things, just to kind of show you what we do here, what goes on here, what to expect. See if this is some place you might want to hang out and get to know us and spend some time. You know it's time for the video. My community waits eagerly for us to get rated so that they can watch this, but I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? They can't know we're like this until they're here. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. This is what heroes look like. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. Why did you hold it like that? Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't! I just looked down and I can see it!
Look at that donk. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? What have I done? Are you pooping? I can't stream in these conditions. I have poopies for you. That won't and can't go wrong. Don't give me that baby. Oh my gosh, my mom. It's still rolling.
Yeet.
No. I was already out. That was for the smell. I'm trying to make the poop.
Chaos, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. I keep finding these boners. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream.
Oh
my hot dogs! What is happening?
There's a deep rib.
What is this?
Deep rib.
Home. We home. Name every year in the 80s. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I don't want to fight in the poo. Where would Klefki's butthole be? You know, like these are the important questions. How do I know so much of Umbop? You did not just Umbop me.
Are we playing Jenga?
Yeah, I could play Shenga. Shenga? Go, bees! I just want to be beautiful like her. Is it working? I'm a cat, I can help you. He's totally dead, he's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. What did? Oh, I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
You're like, yeah, then you're like, yeah.
Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, Pete. I'm glad that you're enjoying Pacific Drive. Welcome. Yes, welcome to the shenanigans. If any of that interests you, that's pretty much every day here. That's pretty much just how it is here. Thank you for the follow. Apex, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Follower. I'm just a weird person who managed somehow to find a place on the internet where people will hang out with her, you know. Who is that? That's a cute emote. I had to actually look it up. I had to like pull it up and look at it. Sounds like a vibe. Weird person with a PC and an exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. They gave me a Twitch account and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, you can stream. It's fine." And I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure it's fine?" And they're like, yeah, no, it's fine." And then here I am, 4 years later. How come you won't? There we go. That's annoying that they won't lock. They won't. Same time slowly dying inside. 2 days. 2 days left. DJ, you got this though. You got this. You read that as IKEA? Speaking of IKEA, you didn't know they sold food? They do have. They have like little restaurants there or whatever. It's a vibe you can build at home. Exactly. From the comfort of your own streaming room. Your little dark Lodestar mascot. It's cute. Very cute. Meatballs and yeah, and hot dogs. Exactly. You won't be able to sleep in. That's true. That's true. Hi, Death Row. Welcome back. How you doing? We are building a Victorian mansion today. It's almost 1 a.m. in Portugal. Have an amazing stream. Good night, Pete. Thank you so much for the raid. Very nice to meet you. And I hope you get amazing rest. Chillin'? We just big chillin' today? That's good. How's Nightingale treating you? Oh, you know what? I still have to get the second set. I might have to run to a merchant really quick because I never got the second set of the what's the word I'm looking for? The tutor. And there's another piece of the tutor set that I don't have yet. I forgot. Putting your head down and not looking at the expensive stuff. Tutor style? Yeah, thank you. This is, yeah, it's a work in progress. It's not quite where I'd like it to be. It was kind of very just square box until we started this today. This is where we're at right now. It was just... My dog keeps getting stuck. I don't like it. It was just like this bottom kind of area until we started today.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Hi, Paul. How long did it take to farm the mats? Honestly, not long at all. Because it's mostly, it's wood. Well, it's lumber, so a lot of wood and, what is the word I'm thinking of? Straps. So, probably like two IRL days, honestly. Playing a couple that, like, just going, you know, for this kind of stuff, luckily you can go to easy worlds and just kind of get a companion and a slip and chop, you know. Your cat sneezed on you? Ew. 3 years, 6 months, and 8 days, Paul. That's what's up. Still lurking? But I saw a weenie dog. Yeah, but he won't, like, he can't go upstairs. And I don't know how to make him go upstairs. He gets stuck. Little guy. My little guy. So yeah, so honestly, Death Row, probably two days, give or take. Just like while I was playing the game anyway. Oh yeah, I have to get rid of these. I'm so bummed. I'm so bummed because these berry seeds do not grow. Like they don't grow. It's been like 2 days. And all of my other plants grow. Look at these grow so fast. And then I picked this one on accident while I was trying to open that, so I have to fix that one. See, look at these all grow. 1 year. A year and a half, Marbs. Hello, hi, welcome in. How are ya? Alright, so what do I need? Okay, I've got beams, I've got that. Why did I open this? I opened this because I wanted to go and actually get something, but now I don't remember what it was. So... maybe we don't need to do that right now. Also, maybe I'll leave... like, where are my stairs gonna go to go upstairs? You know? Hi. Hi, Marbs. How's it going? How was your weekend? Okay, so... if I leave that one here... see, but it won't let me put a wall here, I've noticed. Yeah, see? It's because this roof is here. Which... shouldn't be. Or wait. It's not because it's not supported underneath, right? Wait, is that what it is? Is because it's not supported underneath? There's no way. Oh wait, I also don't want windows on every single one. I think I'm gonna want this one to be a full one. I creative block all week. Oh, you had creative block all weekend, filmed new stuff, and did not like any of it. Rinse and repeat. Oh, that sucks, Marbs, and I totally understand that, and I absolutely sympathize with you. I have been in such a weird and I know that, like, I don't create the same type of content you do, because, you know, you do pre-recorded YouTube content, and I do live content. But, like, I've been in such a creative block at the same time as well, where I'm just like, nothing sounds good. Nothing sounds fun and interesting, and, you know. Don't you hate that? Yeah. Yep. It sucks. I found my way down still. I have lumber. Oh my gosh, look at that. She just, like, shows up. Still creative. Yeah. That's why I said, like, I know we create different content, but, like, I also get it in a different sense. Like, I get it. It's different. Didn't feel it. Yeah, exactly. I am right there with you. I understand. And just know that I'm right there with you, and I really hope that you manage to get over it really quickly, because it can be extremely frustrating, and I completely understand. You have a productive week? Well, you're going back to school. Mock with the 7. Yes, of course, Marbs. Go ahead. Alright, so I need more of these. And that. Oh, I'm gonna have to go get more wood soon too, jeez. Okay. Oh, yes, I saw you found your last blueprint. Thank you, Mock. Appreciate you. Is that outfit just like a skin in Overwatch? Because it does not seem very efficient for the type of building you're doing. It actually is the style of this game. This style is a very Victorian steampunk-esque. So it like, this is a skin in a sense because it's a Twitch drop, But no, this is the aesthetic of this game, is this Victorian era, because like look at how she's dressed. You know? Found the drill in the grapple arm and tons of rubies and another kind. Ooh! A safe blood force? That's huge. It doesn't affect play. So there are stats on it. So I don't know. Yeah, you can see my camera's in the way. So like they do have stats. So some things are better. Like this is not very strong. My shirt is not very strong. My shirt is pretty much like base level. So like my shirt needs to be upgraded, but pretty much like these are like a level 2. But yeah, see, like it has like health, damage, ranged, critical, magic, strength, durability. Like they have stats on them. So I might actually end up getting something that looks different, that might have a better stat on it. Does it cost real money? No. Nope. Let's go to the shark habitat and get this second special egg. Just in and out, in and out, in and out. In and out. You got it, DJ. In and out. Nice. Okay, sure. How do I want to do this? Because I can't put a wall here because of this roofing here. Sharks pink. That's what I said. In and out. In and out. Quick. Quick, quick, quick. My food's not here yet. What the heck? It's just down the road. Okay. Let me think here for a second. Because it like this roof is just the roof. Like if I get rid of the roof. Hi, Squints! What are you waiting for on delivery? My food. I got McDonald's because it was down the street and I was just really hungry. The Lost River going to lurk. Ooh, DJ! Keep me updated. I'm so excited. DJ, I'm so happy you're getting back into Subnautica. OMG, I know, it's not the best. I know. You had that like 2 hours ago? What'd you get? Big Mac? I almost got... Oh, I hate when it does that, when it shifts from... Sometimes the light gets weird. I almost got a Big Mac, but I went with a quarter pounder today. I am, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Do you think that can affect? No. I don't. I don't think so. No, I don't think so at all. I mean, if you're like continually like eating garbage all the time, I could see it, but wait, I can't build one of... Huh? So it wasn't the roof? There is no way that this is telling me I have to do this. Do I have to have a beam? That's... Ah! It wasn't even the roof at all. Megas coming back and possible new Megas. If the creators continue on track they've taken it, it's possible. If they go with the original story, there won't be any Megas. Well, it's clearly, like, they're clearly going Legends route. So, like, a la, like, Arceus, you know. So, my dog keeps getting stuck outside, and I don't know what else to do about him. Like, maybe if I put the bed upstairs, he won't go outside. Diabetic thing. Yeah, as I was gonna say, like, as long as you're not doing it all the time, I'm sure you're fine. Alright, so I'm wondering if beams will counteract this. It's so annoying. Also, how am I gonna do that? Like, how am I gonna build my ceiling now? Is the Batman logo? Oh, my tattoo? Yeah. Yeah, it was a stupid tattoo that I got years ago. I don't love... Like, I'm not embarrassed of the tattoo, I just don't like where it is anymore. Follow the history, there were originally legends before megas were discovered. If they forgot that story like they did with the legendary beasts, we will get them again. I loved Arceus. I don't know. Part of me is like, oh, I wish there was more to it. Like, I wish there was more to do in Arceus. But also, like, I loved it. I loved it so much. You're wearing a Batman shirt? Alright. So, I'm gonna try... excuse me. Alright, I'm gonna try to put beams. And see if that will let me... Oh, shit. Shit. We have to... Okay, we gotta go shopping. We gotta go shopping. That sucks. See, I said that when I started building. I was like, I don't have the second... I don't have the second set of this blueprint, and I need to go get them. Yep, that's why, because I don't have beams. I don't have the cross beams. The best game created, however, not the best gen. But I mean, what... Okay, so, like, what gen was Arceus, technically? Because it was, like, generation, like, pre-1. You know? I can see that as an issue. Yeah. I was like, oopsies, I said that at the beginning of stream that I needed to go and get the blueprints. And then I just started building and I forgot. So, let's see what happens. Is my food gonna get delivered? Oh, your order from McDonald's is running a bit behind. Okay, so... Gen 4 in the past before Gen 1. Yeah. Sorry guys, I know I told you I'm gonna be touching my hair a lot while it dries from my shower so it doesn't get super frizzy. I need food for that. I know. It'll be here soon though. It'll be here soon. How much essence do I have? I hope I have enough to buy it. If not, I'll have to kill a couple things on the way. On the way. Crude tools can be crafted at any time. Hey you, hey you. Hi driver, how you doing? How's it going? Miss you, I'm right here. I'm right here. Look at that early crew. Ready to go. Oh, how many essence do I have? Oh, shit. Okay, good. I have enough. Hell nah. Best gen? Was Gen 5. Only one it needed 2 games. Oh, Squints! So, you weren't here. You weren't part of the community at the time. So funny story about me and Pokemon. I love Pokemon. But, I've only been playing Pokemon since recently. Thank you, driver. 11 months.
86
Crazy.
driver just resubscribed for 11 months. Ads can eat my butt.
Ads can eat your butt. So I've played Gen 1. And Gen 8 and 9. And that's it. That's all I've played. I think I would like to go back and replay them at some point. Because I think that would be really, just like, that'd be fun. It would just be fun to go back and play them. But emulators are so hard to stream, I feel like. 1 to 8 is a massive jump. Yeah, so Yellow was my last game before Sword and Shield. So, yeah. Was quite a big jump indeed. But that's where a lot of my community ended up coming from. Was from people when I played Pokemon, and then they stuck around. See, I can't even find wheat, so I don't want to buy bread yet. The charm causes the wearer's attacks to heal their allies. That'd be cool if I had anyone to play this game with. She even creates a ring that empowers allies in its radius. That's kind of cool. Bees! Oh my gosh. Guys, should I get the bees? I've been playing them my whole life. The only gen I didn't care for was 9. I liked the idea, just wasn't a big fan of the execution. Are you talking about, Scarlet Violet? I liked some of the things that it did, but I liked some of Scarlet Violet, but yeah. Arceus was just so good, you know? That they took a big step back, I feel like. Alright. So, now I've got the pieces that I needed. So, I can leave this hellhole there that it never stops raining. My food! Where's my food? Ow, I just hit myself in the eye. I'm doing great, it looks like. Yeah? Why, what was your beef with, Scarlet Violet? I'm not, like, not trying to start shit, like, I'm actually genuinely asking. Oh, I just lagged right there. Genuinely asking. Okay, so now, yes, support pillar, T support pillar, spiral stairs? Corner stairs. Corner stairs. Spiral stairs. Guys, why didn't I get this before? Open world, I love the idea. However, they seem to go from the beauty of Arceus and go back to the non... Yeah, okay. Forgot history. Yep. I didn't like the schooling aspect or the multiple champions. Okay, I didn't like the Team Star crap. Like, that whole thing. Like, that whole subplot was so, like... I don't know. It was whatever, I guess. Okay, so do I do one support pillar or do I do the T support? I think this one. Alright. How many do I have to put, though? So if that's there, can I... Yes. Senior design projects and other classes. May 10th? You're so close, driver. You're so close. Driver win the war? Yeah. You're so close, driver. What Pokemon was the greatest ever from Gen 9? Oh my gosh. I don't know what is going... I hit myself in my eye, and now, like, my eye itches so bad. This company I interviewed, I'm sure you got this. I'm sure you got this. They'd be crazy. Tinkaton? Oh my gosh, Tinkaton. Lol, lol, lol. I need... Wait, where's this bitch? Come here. Do you have wood? Where's all the wood to keep chopping down? You love Tinkaton? Oh my gosh. I literally don't know what happened when I, like, hit my own fucking face there, but it's like, my eye is so irritated now. Alright, I need to cut down more wood. But I don't want to cut down, like, my little... Oh, it's kind of looking cute. I don't want to cut down, like, my little wooded area here because I like having this, like, seclusion. But this bitch just keeps cutting trees down. Like, she can't stop cutting trees down. Like, she's a cutting tree down addict. Non-legendary mythical ultra. I like Tinkaton. I really do. I just, like, the design is so... What's the right word? I just, like, I'm like, why? Like, why is that what you chose? Get absolutely wrecked, my guy. Okay, I need to get more wood. So, if you guys have been watching me play Nightingale at all, there's, like, the blue mythical, like, deer guy, whatever. And I don't know how to trigger it, but he can, like, regrow everything in, like, the immediate area if he does his, like, war. Has a hammer that's the color of shiny Corviknight. Maybe I don't know what color shiny Corviknight is. I thought shiny Corviknight was like a different shade of black. Which I know doesn't make sense, but it does make sense if you can see colors. It is? Yeah. Driver wins the war. Hope he defeats the final boss. Driver, May 10th. What day of the week is that? A Friday? Alright. We'll have to do something in stream for you. Wait, is that for real? Is that in the Pokédex? I hope to be so drunk that I don't hop on here. Okay, fair. So maybe we won't do it on Friday. I was like, what happened to my tree? I just want to hang out with my friends. I know, but like, even if like we just have like a little, you know, everybody, all of the gang says congrats kind of thing, you know. I'm not gonna do a this is the driver graduated college stream. Congratulations. Unless that's what you want. Which I think is a little weird. Oh, what's that? How do I get there? tweak? No. Nope. I haven't touched it. From Corviknight, they knock from the air. Holy shit, that's metal as fuck. That's metal as fuck. Alright, I'm just gonna be lazy. Nina, I might actually kill you. Please go away. The literal most metal Pokemon. I mean, she looks pretty metal just like looking at her, but knowing that is kind of terrifying. Like, remind me to never, ever, like, piss off a Tinkaton. You are pissing me off very much. Oh my god, please go away. Please go away. I can't open my inventories if you're standing there. Steelix is pretty metal. Lol. Lol. Yeah, he's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, we all know. There's only one Pokemon in the world that really matters, though. There's only one Pokemon for me. You son of a bitch. Build up here. Yes. Thank you. Fuck yes. Okay. Amazing. Now. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee is up there too. Machamp? You like the Machamp line? I actually really don't. I don't like Machop, Champ, all of them. They just gross me out. They're like I have a problem with Pokemon that are humanoid but not. Like, why'd they give him abs? You know, like, that was a choice that they made to give him abs. And I don't approve of it. Because he's a unit. Guys. I don't know. Like, that's why I feel like... Yeah, the humanoid ones bother me for some reason. I can't, I don't vibe with it. I do not vibe. Oh look, there's my dog. He got inside somehow. Okay, now. The question is, before I seal this off, I feel like I want to use one of the other stairs that are like, cool. So let's do that instead. Also, they just added Pal World to crowd control. So that's pretty cool. Interesting. Why does it do that? That is such a weird... That's such a weird stairwell. That's weird too. Why is that only a one? What? Why is it only one floor piece? Because there's not a half... There's not a half floor piece. I don't like that, I don't think. Arcanine, Lucario, Absol, Lycanroc, Mightyena. I like Lucario and Absol. Pink wire, purple guys everywhere to the Lost River. Because that's... Because you're advancing. You're advancing the game. Alright, I think I'll do this weird thing here instead. Jeez, this is wild. Two more pairs. This is so... I feel like it's so excessive. Huh. How do we feel, chat? I feel like it's just so excessive. Like, there's no need for, like, this whole extra curve. Like, why doesn't it just go like this? Obstagoon, because I've adorable strong, and it looks like it gives phenomenal. You feel like you have heartburn. Did you eat something? Okay, so pizza rolls, yeah. Tomato sauce, tomato anything usually gives me heartburn. Alright, I don't know how I feel about this staircase. Like, I really don't think I like it. What if, hold on, what if I go... What if I go in one more here? I don't like it. And I can't place my finger on why. Maybe it needs to be over further. Like, maybe it should be in a corner and that's why it looks so big. It's pajama day at school tomorrow. Interesting. Ark, how's the Nightingale treating you? Thank you for the raid. How's Nightingale? Can you move, please, Nina? Nina, please? Nina, please? Hi, Brosif! How are you? Nina, please. Nina, please. How's Nightingale treating you? Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. We are building today. We're not doing anything other than building, and I'm having a crisis with these stairs. But how you doing? Brosif, I was gonna ask you to play, but then I saw you were already playing, so I figured you probably don't want to continue playing. Alright, I think these need to go in. Alright, I can't figure these two. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry. Hello, hi, Raiders. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I know the majority of you probably already know who I am, but on the off chance there's somebody here hanging, lurking, doing things, and you're like, who is this insane person that I ended up? Hi, hello. My name is Krista, or Pinxel. Most people just call me Pink. I'm a variety streamer and I play whatever I want. Right now, it's a lot of Nightingale. I play a lot of Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, survival games, and everything in between. Creature! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate
Creature
it.
8771
Only
just
moving every 4
resubscribed for 2
minutes.
months.
But thank you guys, I appreciate it. You know the deal. I have a quick raid video that I like to show whenever we get a raid to see if this is someplace you might want to hang out, get to know us, spend some time, all that jazz. Creature, good to see you. Back again, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the resub. That means a lot. I appreciate you being here. Broseph, I will hop into the Discord. You can join whenever you're ready. No pressure. I'm literally building today, so if you just want to like literally be my mule and farm, or if you just want to go build your own house, which I may have accidentally broke some stuff on accident because I didn't realize it was your house, and then I saw your thingy and I was like, oh shit, this is Roseph's house. Anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. Anyway, raid video, you know the deal. I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, bye! Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? They can't know we're like this until they're here. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. This is what heroes look like. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. Why did you hold it like that? Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't. I just looked down and I can see it.
Look at that donk. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? What have I done? Are you pooping? I can't stream in these conditions. I have poopies for you. That won't and can't go wrong. Don't give me that baby. Oh my gosh, my mom. He's still rolling.
Yeet.
No. I was already out. That was for the smell. I'm trying to make the poop.
Yes, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. I keep finding these boners. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream. Oh my hot dogs! What is happening?
There's a deep rib.
What is this?
Deep rib.
We home. Name every year in the 80s. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I don't want to fight in the poo. Where would Clucky's butthole be? You know, like these are the important questions. How do I know so much of Umbop? You did not just Umbop me.
I would play Yenga.
Yeah, I could play Shenga. Shenga?
But
Go, bees! I just want to be beautiful like her. Is it working? I'm a cat, I can help you. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. What did? Oh, I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
You're like, yeah. Then you're like, yeah.
Thank you for the raid, Ark. I appreciate it. Hold on a second. When you guys are started, probably back in a bit while it cooks. What are you making? So, all I got was my sandwich and my drink. I didn't get my shamrock shake. I didn't get my pies. I didn't get any of them. Man, can't trust. What the fuck? I know, you can't trust DoorDash. Yes, my bag was sealed. Just gonna write a letter? No, I'm just gonna get my DoorDash credits. Just give me my monies. So I can get my money back. Alright, let me hop into the Discord for Rosif here. What the fuck? Oh my god, there's 2 lids on this? I'm crying right now, that's so funny. I was like, I can't drink out of my straw because the lid is so fucking tight. But it's because there's 2 lids on here. Alright, I'm struggling. You know what? Fuck this! Just sweep my carport and pick up pieces of rotting fence? Ew. Okay. Whew! Let's go get Brosefina. There we go. Hello.
Hello?
No?
Hello?
I can't. Oh, hello. I was like, I can't hear you. Hello. Asking for spillage?
Well,
I know, but I can't.
For some reason, I thought you were just saying hello on your stream, and that's what I was hearing. It was your like stream because I still had it on, and I didn't register that you're like hello to me. I was just like,
Just chillin'. Yeah.
I'm fine.
DJ says hello. Gremlin has something to tell you. For her birthday, she's having a party at a petting zoo. I can come if I want to. It's not until June. She's my friend, and I want to invite her. Aww. Celebrosive. Not like goofy, just crumbly. Yeah, I got it. Okay. There.
Okay,
Broseph didn't come to your birthday, Franklin. That's so rude.
Oh my god, Franklin. I'm so sorry that I did not make it down to Florida. Oh my god. What have I
It's
done?
honestly so rude. I know.
What a fuck.
There goes Broseph, only thinking about themselves.
There goes my Broseph.
Big offended.
Big offended? That's fair.
I would be too. Broseph never comes to my birthdays.
Wait. No. I've been to a birthday. So I've been to all the birthdays.
No.
I don't even go to my own birthday, so I think you have to invite me into your like actual world. I think you have to like I can't remember how to do it. I think it's like in social.
Yeah. Back to Wifeland Day. Okay.
Bye,
Continue to enjoy.
Franklin. Oh, there it is.
Her first troop meeting? Oh my gosh. I was a scout.
I was a girl guide. Okay, I said accept.
That...
Accept. There we go. Yeah, I was a girl guide for 3 years. Well, that's as long as you are a girl. That's the only. The age range is 3 years. So that's as long as you can be a girl guide.
They kick you out of Girl Guides? Wow.
Yeah, they literally say, "Get the fuck out, you little bitches. We're tired of your shit."
Wow.
Listen, not those kinds of bitches. No, there's a dog barking next door. He's not barking at me. He heard bitches and was like, "Where's the bitches?
Where? Where bitches?
Where bitches?" Oh,
Okay,
hi. Why am I at your place and not my place? That's interesting. This is so pretty. Wow, this has come a long way. I see you've been playing and you've gotten some new plans and things. This is beautiful. What a gorgeous
thanks.
house.
Where are you? Oh, there you are.
What a
I
gorgeous
was like, where are you?
house.
Oh, hi.
It's gorgeous.
Who is in... Francis!
Oh, Francis, what are you doing, bud? Why were you on fire, Francis?
He walked through the fire.
I'm sorry, he's not house trained. He's not house trained. Francis, go outside. He looked at me so unimpressed just now. Have you seen his hat though? Francis, come here.
Yeah.
Francis, come.
No, I know, because... yeah, because what's her name had it at the same... Nettie had it too.
Yeah, I like it.
I think I have Nettie's hat in one of my storage containers. Yeah, it's right here. If you want to wear one.
Oh, it's a whimsical hat. Whimhamsicles.
So
Okay.
whimsical.
So whimsical.
So whimsical. So hot.
It lowers my
Okay,
gear
so-
score, but ups my drip, so we're good.
Obviously, worth.
If it was purple, it would be perfect.
Mm. Oh, it looks so cute. You put it kind of like sideways because of your hair. That's cute.
Okay.
Tee-hee.
We look so serious.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we so serious? I'm looking at my character on
We
your
are not
screen.
having
I'm
a
looking
good
at your
time.
character, and like we are like very serial.
We are very serial.
My cheeks are too
You,
pink, but it's fine.
Oh, wait, you have a very cute little nose. Your nose is like a little cute little.
I went
at
for
the end.
button. I was like, boop,
Yeah, it's very button.
or not button, but like turned up. Turn up. I turned up.
Yeah. You turned up for what?
Turned up.
Also,
for
you need to
turnips.
you need to give me the name of your eyebrow artist, your eyebrow waxer.
Her name is Melania Trump, but she's not actually the same. She just has that kind of confidence. But when you do eyebrows like this, that's what you
Right.
are like.
You heard it here
Yes.
first, guys.
Yes.
My poor dog is in the rain because I'm crafting.
Hi, Dash.
All right. Dashing. All right, I need to I need more wood. I need to go cut some wood.
Weed.
Some wood.
Why is it hold on. The ones we have right now, they're aristocratic. Why am I getting it again? I'm getting the drops on Twitch again. I'm like, I am literally wearing it, sir.
Okay, cool.
Well,
They extended the drops, so I wonder if they didn't do it right and they like
maybe.
redid it, so everyone's just
Oh
gonna
my
re-earn it.
I mean, it's
Alright.
neat, I guess. Sure, yeah. I deserve this. I am watching
You
Nightingale
do.
streamers. Yes. Maybe I missed
Okay.
a piece. I didn't. But
Did it stop raining? Is it gonna stop raining ever? It never stops raining.
it is very rainy.
I mean, I could go play a minor card and I could make it stop raining. Oh, okay. So this is fine. But, I was trying to, like, not cut around here, just so it's, like, my little...
Oh,
but
I thought you wanted.
that's fine.
No.
Mm-mm.
Just leave it. It'll heal. The forest will
It'll heal. Okay, the forest
I will
heal
cross.
itself.
I will cross the river for
Run
the
through
trees.
the woods to grandmother's house.
Yes. There's thinner over here anyway.
Uh-huh.
I just went into auto forest mode. I was like, oh, you need wood?
did.
All right.
You
Boom.
did.
You're getting fucking wood. You're getting wood
I
the way I
appreciate the
can't because my
dedication.
parents stole my dick.
What? Yep.
Yeah.
Ghost is here, guys.
Yeah.
I have to get rid of these. Like, these are bugged. These seeds are bugged. I don't know if you and Ark have discovered this yet, but the
Oh, I have
the
not tried
barberry
seeds
seeds,
yet.
barberry seeds are bugged. They won't grow.
Oh. Anywhere?
Yeah, these have been like 3 days like IRL. They will not
Huh.
grow. I've replaced them twice.
And it's not
too.
like because they're like against the house. Like there's not like a certain.
Nope.
I don't know. It's
Nope,
not like
I've moved
picky.
them. I've planted them in different
Ooh, man, that
planters. I've destroyed the
sucks.
planters and rebuilt the planters. And it's only the
Okay.
barberry seeds. Everything else grows.
Huh.
So I think it's just, I
Yeah.
think that one particular seed is busted.
That sucks. Okay, actually, having this gigantic stump is kind of pretty. I know I destroyed your nook, but it's like look at there's just this stump here, and it's like a walkway in to your house.
Mhm.
So it
It's
was really
beautiful.
just style. Style took me. Okay, it wasn't.
No, you're right. That one was just messing up the feng shui.
Yeah, no, like look at, and now you can like actually, honestly, because now you can like see through, and there's like an opening in the trees, just like across from it too, and then like a little bit of a mountain tip in the distance. It literally saved.
You did me a favor, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. God,
You
I'm
did it for me.
so selfless.
I know.
You're so
selfless,
welcome.
yeah.
You're so welcome. I like these gables. Whatever it is.
Thank you. Oh, also, while you're here in my house, you you can build new equipment if you need to.
I might do that. All my stuff is still the basic because I've just been hopping
Yeah.
into people's worlds and doing things. Oh, I like salmon. I brought wood. Where did I put it? Oh my god, look. Oh no, what is this? Trout trophy.
Just the tip. Hi, Trem.
Oh, it's a trout trophy.
Snubble in chat, guys.
Hi, Tram.
Tram.
Trout trophy. Tram.
It's their house too. I mean, I guess that's true. Broseph and I are married, and it is Broseph's house too. And if Dirge ever decided that he ever wanted to play a game with me ever again, then he could also live here too. Oh, there's different beds. I have to find the different beds. I have to actually progress the story to like level up further and get more stuff, but I'm just like building. Survival craft building. Dirge is a poopy head? Yeah. What is this tree that's 200?
Oh, I like your shells. Cute. Oh, it's a pretty one too. It's like a weird
Purple.
tree. Yeah.
I know, and I can't cut this either. Trap cheese down that fast.
Whoa.
I know, I need to so I need to get some level 3. Oh.
Can I actually? Oh, I don't know if I can actually build things that I don't have the recipes for.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't think I can. Yeah, like everything's simple when I look in the benches. Yeah, like this bench over here, it's all filled with like the simple stuff. Cause that's I just got all that. Yeah, I'm supposed to craft an uncommon upgrade, so I should probably do that at some point. That's my like my little quest. I just haven't.
Oh, yeah.
The last one was to get a bunch of the
Grass? I don't
stuff
think
from the
so.
Essence Trader. I got a whole bunch of stuff from the Essence Trader. I got everything I could with what I had.
Their percentage doesn't seem to go up yet. Drops are on. I feel like it did that for me the first night. Where like I streamed the very first night I got Nightingale. I streamed for like 6 hours, and it didn't even like it like got stuck at like 50%, but then it eventually went through. So if it doesn't go up, I would just like refresh and try again. Because yeah, I do remember it did that for me the very first night. Oh, poor Nina. You got this, Nina. Lady Alpha and the puppy, yeah. Why are they, like, how is he hitting so hard? Come on, Nina.
Did you die?
I did, but I don't understand. Like, I fought so many of these. I don't understand why he's hitting so hard.
Maybe when there's more than one person, maybe in the realm, they strengthen or something? I don't know. Or maybe you're just like a striking.
He's dead now. He's dead.
It's not raining over here now. Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good.
I'm weighed down by my inventory. Good job,
I got
Nina.
a
You cut
box.
down, like,
I got a box of candies from Mexico. They were like on Amazon. It was like a 70 for like $30 thing. And it's all these different little Mexican candies, and I really want to try them, but I also don't want to because then I won't have them.
yeah,
Very
that's kind
tough.
of a conundrum there.
Yes.
You can probably, like, if you like them, you can probably order them.
True. True. Or maybe order specifically those.
Is it starting to rain? It looks like it's starting to rain. Alright. Is that the one you can't cut?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I can't cut this one either.
Oh, okay. Let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back, and I'll make you tools.
Hold on.
I'll
Oh,
make
I can cut this one. I can cut these ones.
Good job.
Yeah.
Wolfie, how are you enjoying it? I meant to ask you the other night when I saw you playing.
I go so slow.
It feels natural. Just dad things.
I will have to get an invite back to your realm because I can't come straight back to yours.
Oh, really? Oh, I'll make you an address card.
Yeah, if I do the thing, it'll bring me back to my world.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I can make you an address card. But I'm not sure I like the being hunger directs from Math Health. Yeah. Especially how well, because there's I don't want to like backseat you, but there's like buffs you can put on so that doesn't happen. How'd you stack the chests? There's tables in between them. That's the only way I've found so far. Sorry to be a bother, trying to figure out if this game is a good follow-up to Enshrouded. Kind of done with that one, looking for my next game. Fat Viking, hello. It's not a bother at all. I have a mouthful of french fries. I've played both of those games. I'm a big survival craft fan. I really like Nightingale. I like what they've done with it. I like what they do that's different. But the one thing that I have said the entire time is that nothing has beaten Enshrouded's building so far. Enshrouded's building has the best building mechanics. But Nightingale's really fun. It's really different. I like what they did to kind of make it challenging and different from other games in the genre. It's fun. I enjoy it. If you like the genre, if you like survival crafts, I think you'll like it. Try to be back. Good night, Squans. Now I need to learn how to make a table. Tables are pretty... I feel like I got them pretty early. Yeah, simple wooden table I got pretty early. Okay, how do I give you stuff? Oh, wait.
Drop.
Desert, dragon, Stulus, estate address card. Drop. There we go. Now you pick that up. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Genre's fun. Curious about how much early access it is. Been burned too many times. So I played the stress test before the game came out. And there was a lot of stuff that was locked in the stress test. So far, there's only been, I want to say, a couple cosmetic things, like in character creator, were locked. But so far it hasn't been. So far I haven't really like in Enshrouded, you would literally walk to like the edge of the map and it'd be like end of early access map, turn around. This doesn't have that so far that I've found. Will your mom ever get her nose pierced? Probably not. Ability to fast travel while encumbered? Yes. While cucumbered is incredible. And being able to, like, not even having to, like, slow crawl back to, like, a portal to come back, but just being able to, like, open your map and just go back home is great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Enshrouded did do that as well, but this is huge, yeah. You want to get your septum? I don't know if I would ever get my septum. I like my nose ring. I've seen a lot of people who have, like, the double. Free repairs. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Just keep repairing until they patch it. Alright, I need to figure out this stair situation here. Because I don't like how the spiral staircase looks, because it's only got a small landing. And the corner one is good, but I think it has to be in the corner for it to really be effective, you know? I can hide it, that's the only reason. Yeah, my ex had his pierced and he would tuck it up. Alright, so I think that sucks because I really wanted this to be square. Bersa, are you AFK?
No, I'm just kind of, I'm here. I'm just...
Okay.
Stand.
It's fine either way, but can you just stand, like, over here? Because I'm trying to build a staircase right where you are.
See, I told you, every 4 minutes. Every 4 minutes,
No,
I'm gonna
it's
stand
fine.
in your way,
It's fine.
and I'm gonna move.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No.
It was just
I
more
was
like
I was
just
working,
brainstorming.
I was just looking at something on a website, but I'm here.
No, you're
I'm
good.
here.
You're good. You're fine. See, look. See? The roof is weird. The roof doesn't. Yeah, the roof is weird. I've noticed. Okay, that's fine. So that looks good from the front. Huey, see you in 30 seconds. Bye. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. It'd be really cool if I could like put like gardens over here. I guess that you could put plant boxes and just not pick them. You know?
Yeah, just leave them.
Alright, I can't figure out how I want to do this, and it's frustrating me. Because I don't like... I don't know what that did. Oh, it times you out for 30 seconds. Because I will never evolve Dragonair. So it's like, hee hee. You get in trouble. Fair enough, it's fine. Alright, I think if I put that there in the corner... like here. And then put one more here. Maybe that won't be so bad. What is it missing? One pole. Pole. Lamba. Alright, so do that. So that's not so bad. And then one right there. I do too. That's why I really wanted to use them, but I just needed to figure out where to put them instead. Yeah, I think that's better. And then we'll just have to move this stuff here. Hopefully I can. Oh, good. Okay. Okay, good. I was afraid it was gonna be like stuck in the stairs and it wasn't gonna let me move. Alright, that's fine for now. Okay. So the lights I don't think we need to move either. And the door we don't need to move either. The door can actually stay. But now I need a floor here. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, see, but this kind of ruins my plan because I wanted this to be sealed here. Oh, what if I do this instead? Oh my god, it's not a half thing, is it? Oh my god, that's so frustrating. Oh, that's so frustrating! Oh.
No.
What the heck? What the heck? Oops, I hit the wrong button. That's so frustrating. I hate that. See, that's another thing. See, we were just talking about this. We were just talking about Enshrouded's building does everything right. That's another thing that I'm like, oh cool, now this is a giant inconvenience because I have this spot that won't... That's like a half block and it won't fit anything now. It's annoying and frustrating. Ew! Ew! It's instant! It's instant! That's so weird!
Oh. Oh.
Doors!
We need there needs to be an animation.
I like the swing animation. It's going up now? Good, I'm glad. Yeah, see, I told you. It was just weird. It did that for me the very first night. The very, very first night that, the game came out and I was streaming. Oh god, I just don't know why my hair gets so frizzy. Okay. So. Now that my whole plan and my whole blueprint is ruined, can't earn the doggo. I was gonna say I thought it I thought it was March 4th, but that's tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. How do I do this? How do I do this then? Like, if there's no other way to fill this in here. Why do I feel like this is supposed to be against a wall? This part. I don't love it. Maybe if I put a wall here and close it off? I don't know. Why? I can't put my finger on why I don't like it. This annoys me. That this is just open. Maybe I can put something here. Maybe I can put like a shelf or something there. And then corners. I can put a corner there, a corner there. If I put a wall here with... Oh yeah, let me make roast of some tools. Let me do that. Alright. Refined axe. Ingots. Okay. There we go. An ad is about to start, it looks like. I don't know why it won't say it in my chat. I have to have the dash up for it. Alright, Brosafina. Here. Drop. Drop. Welcome. 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 There's one thing that kind of makes me upset is there's no, at least not yet, maybe they'll add it, but there's no double door, there's no like side-by-side door frame or anything.
Yeah, Ark was looking for one
West-dating.
too.
Yeah,
Did not.
yeah. Yeah, there is not one at the moment. I need more. I need more. Yep. Alright. Tier 2, force wood. Alright, we still need more wood. Wood. Oh, it's really dark right here in my house. Why? Why it's so dark?
Darkness comes.
The darkness.
The dark.
Oh, we can probably sleep. Oh, everyone must rest to progress. You can sleep in the dog bed. Which is actually
Thanks.
hilarious. No, seriously, like not you, but like in
Yeah,
general.
no,
like,
no,
sleeping
me
in the dog bed is a thing.
specifically.
Broseph sleeps in the dog bed at the end of my bed. Specifically.
Pacific Coastly.
Pacific Drive. Alright, so this like messes up my whole plan. But you know, sometimes you can't always have what you want. They like wrote a whole song about it.
There's an entire song about that. But sometimes you get what you need, you know?
I feel like I don't even get what I need sometimes. I need answers.
I am the answers.
I need answers.
I am the answers.
Wait, how is this? What? Oh, beam. Not pole. I'm stupid. Lumber. To the lumber. Lightning and the
Timber and the lumber.
Right. Why do these turn off so fucking quick? Like, they turn off way too... Like, I am not done. I'm not done. Also, what is the structure limits? 4 out of 100 and 139 out of 350. What are those mean? 4 out of 100 what? 4 out of 100 respites?
Pieces. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe you can only have so many in your world. I have no idea.
Who would put
I ain't got
100
no idea.
respites down? I guess, I mean... yeah, because then I guess you would just activate whatever one you need and then you just cross over between them. Maybe. I don't know. Also, how accurate are the portals? Like, if I put a portal down in a realm, like, can I just portal right back to that exact spot? You know what I mean? Because right now, if you portal, you portal into the main portal. But if you put a portal in a realm and you portal to that realm, do you portal to the portal? Or do you portal to the main portal?
Wow, I don't know. That's a lot of portal.
I know, I was like, I feel like that was really hard to even get that question across clearly, but
That was a
hopefully
lot of portal.
somebody knew what I was trying to say. I like
There
how
was
we
so
just,
much
like,
portal.
completely
GLaDOS is
deforested right
here. I
Gosh. You what?
yeah. I don't remember. It was funny.
Oh. It was funny though, okay. I believe you.
No. What I just sorry. What I just said was funny. It distracted me, and
Oh my gosh.
oh, you did. I was like, where'd my stairs go? Oh right, they destroyed everything.
I said I didn't mean to. Well, I did mean to, and then I like went around the corner, and I was like, oh shit, there are workbenches here. Oh shit, this is Brosif's house.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't want to like, it's fine. No.
Listen, I will
Oh
help
hey, my
you
libertine dress is here. My outfit, my original
your-
outfit is here.
Your everything is here.
My everything is here. Good thing you know. Well, I guess you wouldn't know. You wouldn't have bothered the chest anyway, because you wouldn't know.
Nice. No, as soon as, like I said, as soon as I walked around the corner and I saw the workbenches, I stopped because I was like, oh.
Here, I'm really. I'll bring you all the stuff that's in my place.
No, you can keep your stuff.
It's like stones and things like that.
No, really, keep your own stuff. Rebuild your home that I destroyed. Unless you don't want to, and then just every time you're here, you just stay at my house or whatever. I don't care.
I don't.
Way down by your inventory. Yes, that's the plan. What is that? Okay. Oh, I'm super way down now. Let's go back. Travel to my respite. Thank you so much. Get ready for a wild ride. Nerdy gamer and digital artist loves a good dose of chaos. It's a mad world raid. What's up? How is your stream? How is Minecraft? Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much, raiders. I hope you all had a good weekend. Thank you for being here. If you don't know me, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Krista, or Pinxel. Most people just call me Pink. I'm a variety streamer, and I play whatever I want. That includes a lot of different things, like Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, survival games, and everything in between. I have a very quick video that I like to show whenever we get a raid, just to see if this is someplace you might want to hang out, get to know us, spend some time, see what we're about, what to expect while you're here, and all that good jazz. I'm just gonna let my wood here cut while this video plays, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? They can't know we're like this until they're here. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. This is what heroes look like. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring.
Why did you hold it like that?
Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't. I just looked down and I can see it.
Look at that donk. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? What have I done? Are you pooping? I can't stream in these conditions. I have poopies for you. That won't and can't go wrong. Don't give me that baby. Oh my gosh, my monitor! He's still rolling!
Yeet!
No! I was already out! That was for the smell. I'm trying to make the poop!
Chaos, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
I'm a big girl, I do Mordors. I keep finding these boners. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream.
Oh my hot dogs! What is happening? There's a deep rib.
What is this?
Deep rib.
Home, we home. Name every year in the 80s. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I don't want to fight in the poo. Where would Klefki's butthole be? You know, like these are the important questions. How do I know so much of Umbop? You did not just Umbop me.
I would play Jenga.
Yeah, I could play Shenga. Shenga?
But
Go, bees! I just want to be beautiful like her. Is it working? I'm a cat, I can help you. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. What did? Oh, I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
You're like, yeah. Then you're like, yeah.
Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. It was good. Lots of chaos happened. Played many maps. Mario Kart, Monopoly, Lucky Blocks. Some maps broke because you didn't test properly. Oh, that sucks. That's a bummer. So I just got a network error, so I'm sure you got kicked, Broseph.
Yeah. I was like, my whole computer froze, and I was like, what?
Oh, no, I just got a network error. But I didn't, like, lose stream or anything, so I think it was actually the game.
Yeah, well, it was the game ending made my computer freeze. So I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's weird.
I just sat here and then came back, but jeez.
Weird.
Yeah. And it crashed.
It crashed.
It crashed.
Are you coming back?
Yes. You will have to invite. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna drop some stuff off in my world.
Oh, you're good.
Like my
Do you work
clothes, my
tomorrow?
old
I
clothes.
do. I do work tomorrow. I've got a crazy day tomorrow, actually. Network error has occurred. Why can't I get back home?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Every time I try to
think
load back home.
it's a Nightingale thing because I'm getting a network error over here. When I try to load in, it's just
Oh,
Nightingale's
no.
down. I think. Yeah.
Okay, Provisioner
Yeah.
Forest. And then try to go back home again. What time? 8.
Oh, I'm getting
Like
network
8.
error over and over now.
Yeah, shit. Alright, so Nightingale looks like it's down. Which means I might have to play something else for a little bit.
I never did wind up getting food, so this is probably a sign
you're
that I
good.
should go and get
You're
some
good.
food.
You are good. Thank you for playing with me in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it comes back up, we'll see how late it is.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll be around. Alright. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Alright, well, that's a bummer. Alright, so. Are we feeling like I could Pow World? I could play some Enshrouded. What you want to do? You guys want me to Elden? I'm in Nokron right now in Elden, so I'm not doing anything exciting. I could Elden for a little bit. I could Elden for a little bit. Can you hula hoop? Hi, Horseman. How are ya? Alright, so. This is a big change for me, guys, here. I don't normally stream this. If we get any back seating, you're gonna get smacked. You're excited? Don't get excited. I'm not very good. We'll see. I hear there are people that like getting smacked. That's also true. Some people are into it. You're better than me. You say that, but then you're gonna watch me play, and you're gonna be like, wait a second. How did she get as far as she got? Starting to sit in your hands. Listen, just don't backseat and I'll be fine. That's right, I was over in this weird side place. Is it still backseating if I'm just making things up? No. But I also wouldn't know if you're making stuff up because I don't know. Like my character, thank you. It's all about fashion, baby. I I just got these antlers. This is what I was wearing for a long time, which was my drip. But I just got these antlers, and I am all about them. Okay. No problem. Drip of Drown, or that's Elden Ring? Yeah. That's Elden Ring, baby. Maybe it is the woods? I know I have to light all these torches, but I don't know where they all are. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Okay. So there's one. I got that one. I think I've gotten 2 or 3 so far. Wait, is that a... There's just a fucking red wolf just chilling. Why? He is chilling. Like, why was he just chilling? Is this one? This is one over here. Did I light this one yet? Oh. Don't touch me. Okay, so that's... I don't know how many. That is like one of my least favorite things about this game, is when the whatchamacallit comes up, like the information box comes up, and like takes up your entire screen. And you're just like, oh, okay, cool, I guess, thanks, I'll just die. Like, I had that happen once in a boss fight, and I was like, no! Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3. So that was either number 3 or number 4. The UI annoys me, yeah. I don't know how many there are total, which is the other thing. So I'm just kind of like looking as I'm going here. Oh, jellies. Oh, I have this now, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I have jellyfish shield. New character flops on the ground. I don't think it's this way. I think they're out here. I think they're all out here. That's cool. Isn't it cool? Excuse you. Whomst the fuck do you think you are, my guy? Well, you're dead, so... This arrow just in my gut. Alright, so I got that one. The spirit is right there. It's right there. Got that one. How many are there total? Is there like 5, 6, 7, 12? I got the one that's behind that girl there. It is so pretty. Nokrom is probably my favorite place so far that I've been to. It's very pretty. I'm aggroing so many people right now. Hi, Tori. I I know you've been here, but hello. Oh, what's that? What's that ghost over there? Oh, is this one? Yes, look at this. Okay. How many is this? Okay, well, it didn't say that anything happened, so clearly that's not all of them. That one? Did I get that one? Yeah. I can probably go down here, but what's down here? Alright, let's go talk to this ghost. You guys also, like, remember I've been playing this entirely off stream, so if I get, like, focusy, just, like, snap me out of it. Hello. Lord of Blood. I beg you, grant me a seat at the table of the dynasty. Oh, are we underneath Mogwin Castle right now? Or Mogwin Palace, I mean? Alright, so how many things did I do? I think I did 5. I also, like, don't run a lot, which I feel like is kind of, like, goofy. On his mousepad? That you're doing that? Yes. You absolutely can say I'm doing that thing with my face again. I used to have a channel point redeem. I used to have a channel point redeem for, like, when I was, like, doing, like, focus face. But, like, some people were like, that's kind of, like, mean. And I was like, it's mean to myself, though? And they're like, yeah. It's like, okay. Sorry. Gonna start head to bed? Yeah, you gotta get your sleep schedule back, DJ. Well, thank you for coming by and saying hello. If I don't see you tomorrow, or if I don't see you before you go back to school,
immediately.
I hope that it goes well. I love that redeem. I know. I did that just for you. Because you... Oh, look, there's the... Wait, what? There's 2 arenas? Because there's no way that arena is the one that I was at below. There's no way. I believe you in. Oh, I spit nose itching so bad. See you all soon. Good night. Get sleepies. What's this? This is not where I need to go, but I'm curious. Okay, as long as there's not a Stake of America. Oh. Wait, is this the Mimic tier? Arena? Yeah. Okay, so this is backwards from there. Okay. Okay, so this was the Mimic tier arena. So... We're going on a trip? Where are we going? Yeah. Okay, so I'll go back here. Alright, how many... Alright, so I got the one by her, the one 2, 3, 4. I think I've gotten 5. To the arena? Oh my gosh, I keep going to the wrong one. Sister of Woods is where we need to go. In Elden Ring? Oh, the Colosseum? The Colosseum? The PvP Colosseum? Alright. So, got that one. I've been there. It's right... it's by Lanedale. It's over here. It's right here. Alright. Let's find this thing. Why are they all screaming? Okay, so that's over there, and that's there. I really don't see anymore. Let me go over by the spirit and see if anything has changed. Because I don't see any other torches to light. So I got that one. I got that one. There's the red wolf over there, which I don't really want to fuck with, but I mean, if he's basically as strong as the red wolf of Radagon was, then like, I'm fine. Are you kidding me? This deer is body blocking me right now. You stayed away from there? The Colosseum? Yeah. I don't really have any interest in PvP, honestly. I'm about to die. I was too close to the other ones. The charge attack? If you can't get out of the way, you're done. It's fine. I still can't believe that deer literally body blocked me. That's absolutely hilarious. That's actually hilarious. I did kill one, but then, so because there was the like little group of them behind, they came over to where I was. There was 2 of them. I killed one, and then 2 others came over. That's why I gasped, because the one charged at me. And then I was, yeah, and then I was stuck. Yep. You really should, I think you're supposed to get the singing ones. See? They're all right there. See? And I was too close. I was too close over here. See? See where my body was? They all aggroed over here. My 3,000 runes, because I just leveled up. Alright, so I got that one. Alright. Is there another fire anywhere? I've been through the jellies, I think. I went all the way up there. Let me see the ancestor. There's nothing there. Let's go look at it. There's a stake of America here. Hello? Hello? Okay. So there's more. Does that one need to be lit right there? Let's see. I bet I can get these two. Three? There's 3 guys there. Yeah, I see you, bish. No, it doesn't need to be lit. There's not a thing there. I'm not paying attention. I'm literally looking ahead. Okay, so it's not... See, I thought it was this one, because this one doesn't have a fire. See? But that's not it. So... But there was also... There's a whole other... arena thing with a guy with an ancestor spirit skeleton, whatever, in it. Charge. I hate the charge. God, I hate the charge so much. Yeah, there it is. So where, like, what is that one? Like, what's the difference between the two of them? Hi, hello. Don't mind me. Oop. Okay, I got that one. I see that ahead. So I've been over there. Alright, so can we look at this? Where's the other ancestor spirit? It's like in its own little Colosseum area. How do I get over there? Heating food still here? Okay. Yeah, see, how do I get over there? How do I get over there? Because I can't go here, because this drops down. Right? Unless they want you to hop from these things, which absolutely not. Absolutely is not happening. Alright, and then what about over here? Probably shouldn't be on torrent for this, but here we are. Where does this go? Hello. Where does this go? Ooh, there's searchy searches down here. Smithing stone. I hear rumblings about. Clarifying horn charm. What does that do? I have to look in a second. Okay, so now where? I really should not be on torrent. Oh, hello. Smithing stone. Funny thing about smithing stones is I can't use any. Alright, so I don't know where the last torches. Okay. Oh wait, where does this go? here? I'm still on torrent, and I probably still should not be. Here? Oh my god, amazing. The fuck is that? What is that? Is that... I cannot tell what that is. There's a stake of America right there, though. I don't know what this is. I can't tell. Is it a golem? Dragonkin soldier. Okay, I see you. Yeah, I was already dead. You didn't have to rip me up out of the ground. I'm wondering if off torrent is better. But no, because he has a big AoE. Okay, let's try. What's that? The Dragonkin soldier, apparently, is what it is. Let's use the mimic tier. I haven't used it yet. I just got it. Look at me go! Look at little me go! I'm so cute! Look at little me, I'm doing so good! Shit. Don't slam, don't slam! Oh, fuck. The slam's a two-part, okay. The slam's a two-part, okay. Why does everything have to be so mad? Everything wants my booty. Everything. Alright, so the slam goes down and then he lifts up. So I can't go in for another hit until after the second. The second attack. Alright, so I definitely am gonna use the mimic tier again. I think that was cool. Alright, attempt number 3. I'm gonna try it off torrent just once. Let's see. He's kind of uggy. Wait, why don't I have health? Whoa, 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 whoa. Why do I not have health, like, to start off with? Oh, because the mimic tier takes part of your health. I'm so stupid. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. The mimic tier literally uses part of your HP to summon. I'm so stupid. I fucking knew that. And that's twice, and I was like, how do I not have HP? Guys. Don't let me do stupid things. See, look, it takes half your health to use it. Alright. Torrent it is. Sick. Alright, get out of here, get out of here. Okay. I wanna watch this, okay? That's the grab, slam. I want to watch its moveset, but it's very... mimic tier's almost dead. Ooh, that was risky. That was so risky. Get out. Okay. And then the lift. And there he is. Nice. A dragon halberd is what I got from that. No, they're usually 2 stages. Yeah, they're usually 2 stages. There's usually a phase 1 and a phase 2. Usually. Some of them have multiple stages, but it's usually 2. Just better. Yeah, wait till we get to something tough. Like, I really want to fight the Ancestor Spirit. America's Scar Seal. What does that do? Oh no, it's doing the thing again. Hold on. I don't know why. Sometimes it disconnects my controller for no reason. Like, I'm literally pressing start. Like, you can see it. What the heck? Nothing is responding. Other than the directions. What the heck happened here? That's never happened before. Usually it just like disconnects for no reason and then I have to reconnect and stuff. I can't get off my horse. I can't get off my horse. Alright, hold on. We gotta reload the game real quick. Reload the game real quick. What did you do? Let's see. App running. Except for it's not. You're just taking 900 years to load my cloud save. Also, I got, I'll show you when we get in game. I got Radahn's weapons. The dual greatswords. Excuse me. And I don't know how to level them up. Like, I don't know how to make the magic part of it stronger. I did, yeah. Hold on, I'll show you in a second. So he had, like, I keep saying weapon art because that's what it's called in Lies of P, but I know that's not what it's called in this game. So, I got... So, I got these, right? And then it has this attack. Oh, no. This attack? Yeah. And what it does is it brings, like, everybody in the area, like, close to you. But it doesn't do enough damage, I feel like. For, like... So, like, you do this, and it brings everybody close to you. And then you still have to, like, use these heavy-ass weapons to, like, do damage. Which, like, they're good. But I'm essentially screwing myself over because I'm bringing all these enemies into me to then attack them with a slow attack. So I feel like this attack, I need to figure out how to make this attack stronger. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. Those are cool. The enemy that you have to fight to get them is so badass. This is such a cool attack, though. The jump slam. Here, look. Let me do it with the crabs. I'll show you. So, you, like, stand in the middle, and then you do this. Well, okay. That was a bad example, because it actually killed all the crabs. But, if they were stronger than, like, 2 hits, it would have, brought them all into me. Like, the farm. Like, here. This is the XP farm right here. And I'll show you, because watch me get immediately get my ass handed to me. Watch. So this is where people come to farm, is they come here, and they do this. Which is all good, but see, like, it's not fast enough that, like, these guys will come over and stuff. It's just too slow, I think. Unless it's, like, fully upgraded. That's just what I think. But I'm wondering if getting your strength up, would make these go faster. I don't know. Take too much. Yeah, exactly. Like, these weapons have insane stagger damage, but they're so slow. It might. I mean, this is the XP farm right here, so this would be the place to do it. Alright, let's go back. I want to get the ancestor spirit. Okay. Let's rest. Get all our shit back and then we'll go. Okay. Excuse me. No cron. Alright, so that sucks because I shouldn't have left because I had, like, made so much progress over too close to, like, where I was trying to go. But it's whatever. Alright, I'm gonna go, I guess... Fuck. I guess we have to go to this red wolf. That sucks. Because I really don't want to fight a red wolf, but, you know, sometimes you don't get what you want. Yep, it's exactly what it is. It's a fucking red wolf like it is in Karia Manor, or Lucaria. Oh my god, all the wolves! Alright, I have to get the other wolves first. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Oh my god, is she? No, she didn't. Okay. I was like, there's no way that the girl all the way in the back was doing magic too, but it was the wolf. 3? Yeah. Wait, why did it go... Why? I don't want to go. Oh my gosh, the Stake of America is so far. Like, seriously, the Stake of America is so far away. Why did it take me here? Huey, have you beaten this? Like, have you actually beaten it, or have you just, like, played it? You have played it, haven't beaten it. Okay. Alright, I gotta get all the little wolves first. There's like 4 of them. 5 of them. You have the final boss, but you're lazy. Like, you have, like, Radagon and, like, Elden Beast, or you literally just have Elden Beast? Okay, where's Big Boy? Where's Big Boy? Both. I've heard that they're not terrible. Like, I've heard they're not bad. Like, once you've gotten there... Oh, there's two here. Where did the wolf go? Oh my god, is this the last one? Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, 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 okay. Let's go, 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 let's go. I've heard this fight is so pretty. I've heard this fight is so good. Here, it's over here, right? Yeah, it was behind the red wolf that I was avoiding. Okay, so I think it's over here, right? Well, okay, so maybe not that one. Oh, he's shooting at me. Who is shooting at me? Have you de-aggroed? No, you haven't. Now. I think it's over here. I hope it's over here. I really hope it's over here. It's glowing. It's glowing. I'm so excited. Okay. Alright. Focus up. Okay. Let's see if we can one try a boss. I have yet to beat a boss one try. I've beaten a lot of them, like single-digit attempts, but I haven't beaten any in one try. Is there a steak in here? Is this the steak? Oh, there's the steak right there. Okay. All right, let's go. They just to like... Are the other animals just to distract me, or do they actually hurt me? Okay, definitely not first try. there's not really music, or like I hear it, but it's not really that loud. Okay. I don't think I need a summons for this. I'm not gonna use one. Okay. Immediately goes. No, I shouldn't get my souls! No! I shouldn't get my souls! Look, I'm one of you. I've got the horns and everything. Come on, my guy. Oh my god, I couldn't even get my blood step off. Holy shit. Holy shit, I can't even get a blood step off. It's okay, I got my runes. Alright, so I think I can probably blood step before he charges to jump, I think. Okay. Where's my runes? Way over there. Okay. There's the jump, and the slam. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can't blood step with one hand, shit. Whoopsies. Okay, that was entirely me. You can't bloodhound step with a one-handed weapon, or with the weapon one-handed. That was me. Okay, it's two-handed. We did it this time. We did it this time. We lost those souls though. It's fine. Runes, whatever. We'll get some more from him. Okay. I can bloodhound now. I don't want to do spirit ashes for him. I want to do it. Okay, step. No? That wasn't a step. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, Nightingale's servers are down. And I really wasn't in the mood for anything. Faint. No, he's not. He's gonna step, and... Oh, okay, that's new. It is a jellyfish shield. I haven't even been able to bloodhound him yet. Okay, and then he's gonna do the faint thing. No? I don't understand when he does it, because every other time he's done it after he's summoned. Go for a bloodhound. Good thing I didn't. Okay. Okay, or not. should phase 2 soon if he's got a phase 2. I can't bloodhound him, there's no way. Just gonna have to keep doing what I've been doing. Ooh, no. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Shit. I know I streamed it, but I didn't take a screenshot for my list in Discord of the... Fuck, I knew that was gonna happen. I walked into that one. Didn't take a screenshot. Thank God for tab muting. If it comes back up, I want to go back into it, but yeah, the servers went down. Well, I don't know how other people are playing. Because, wait, how did he have full health again? Wait. How does he have full health again? I got him to half. What? I missed that. Like, I missed whatever that attack was or whatever. Holy shit. Is this phase 2? What is this? He heals? Oh shit, huh? Fuck, I forgot. Not a lot of healing left, okay. Okay. I don't have much healing left. I have 2 flasks left. What the fuck was that? Get out of the magic! Get out of the magic, dummy! Okay, well, I'm out of heals. See, if I can just do circles long enough. Fuck. I said I'm trying to do circles long enough, excuse me. I have a talisman that slowly gets health back, so just... I don't know why he got so strong. I'm not about this life, though, let me just tell you. Getting heals, though. Slowly getting heals. Oh my god, he hit me still? Really? Bitch. Well, this probably is not the route. Well, you know what I could do? I could do a healing spell for extra. No, I can't because there's no bonfire down here. That's not ideal indeed. I want to do this without spirit summons. Hi, hello. You're very beautiful. I don't really want to kill you, but you're trying very hard to kill me, so... And then he dies, and he comes to life somewhere else. Let's get my no souls left here. Oh, my foot's asleep. Now is not the time. I'm gonna roll into him. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I was like, he's gonna kick you, get out of the way! No, just let me get one bloodhound step on bitch. It's like, no, you cannot. You absolutely cannot. Get out of the fight, get out of the magic. What are you doing? Okay. Okay, that's his heel. Okay. Okay, I can get a bloodhound off in the middle of that. It looks like I can only land the second one though. Or that one right there. Oh no. Oh, wait, do you do damage to him and the I was like, do you do damage to him and the animals? He would be cool if he was on our side. I know, like, why is he trying? I brought you back to life, my guy. Why are you trying to hit me? You have me to thank for being here now. Trying to kick my ass? I don't think so. Oh my god, I totally just did not time that right. That's stupid. That was real stupid. That was real stupid. Oh, okay, that's not the charge. That's the stompy stomp. I don't like that one. Damn. He's so fast for being so huge. Another bloodhound. Get a second bloodhound. Okay, nice. There it is. Legend! Remembrance of the regal ancestor. Beautiful. Thank you, Tron. Thank you, thank you. Now, where's the exit? There it is. Nice. Nice! So, who else is in Nokron? Like, what other big bosses are in Nokron? Other than him. Can I touch it again? I have to take its place? There's nothing in here. Why does I still have, why can I still touch? What the heck? What the heck? So then what's the other one? You got this? So then what's the other... So... Why can't I words? There's another skeleton over here. Why can't I words? Words is so hard. Alright. Gotta go really slow, because I really shouldn't do this on torrent. Okay. Excuse me, I literally did this a minute ago. What? I did it a minute ago. Did I do the... I may have done the double jump from too high. Hold on. That may have been. Physics? I guess so. No, cut out of the way, tree. Okay. This way. This way. Okay. Alright. Here. There we go. Look. Okay, whatever. My magical horse took a little bit of damage. It's fine. Nice. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah. This was... where? Here. And then over here. And then here. Okay. Amazing. Physics can't get me. I wish the horse could talk. That'd be cool. Imagine that in the DLC. Oh, what's in here? Lots of bad guys. Anything good? A somber smithing stone, yay! Okay. What's over here? More bad guys. I never would have guessed. Wait, do you have madness? Nothing. Oh no, it's not nothing. That is something. No, let me in! Bitch. Look at all these pathetic little bad guys. I say that as one of them just knocks me off my horse and kills me. So where was... Okay, I did this already. This was the dragonkin soldier here. Okay, so we have to go the other way. Wait, what's that? Well, it's not my fault you knocked your blanket out of your bed, so goose. Okay. Lay down, Jack. Oh, look, I can go that way. That's probably safer, right? Than just plummeting to our death. Jack, lay down, buddy. I hear ya. No, lay down, bud. I don't know what you want. I fixed your blankets. I am Eldening right now, Jack. I am trying to be the Lord of the Elden. I cannot deal with you. I saw it above. Ooh. That's a golden seed over there. Oh, I almost just fell to my death. I do that a lot on the horse, which is one of the reasons why I don't like to use the horse. Not don't like to use the horse, but I get nervous using the horse. I get really close to falling a lot. Okay. But I do think I need the horse to go. Oh wait, I can go down here. Is that too far? Yes, that's too far. Don't be silly. But this one might not be too far. It is not too far. That. Look at that. And then there's a golden seed. Is that a golden seed? It is. It's a random golden seed. I love it. Okay, cool. So we can go that way. Or we can go that way. This is why this game takes me entirely too long, and how I end up missing entire, like, massive, like, parts of the map. Like, I skipped over Radon, and Envoy was like, what do you mean? Like, he's the boss in this area. And I was like, no, I went through that whole area. And he's like, yeah, he's the boss in that area. So I went back, and sure enough, there's a giant fucking castle that I didn't go to. Jack, lay down. Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. He like has a crisis if his blanket's like mess. Alright. Is that really all that's in here? It's just this? That seems like, I'm sorry, but this seems ridiculous. It's all like, what even was that? Was that a smithing stone? I don't even remember because I was paying attention to my dog freaking out about his blankets. My gosh, where is this coming from? Okay. I feel bad for anybody who's like coming to my stream like looking for either Nightingale content, number 1, or number 2. Any sort of good Elden Ring content. And then it's just me like, where do I go? Oh my gosh, I have no idea where this cough just came from. Like, I normally have a cough, like, all the time. But that was, whew. Aw, thanks, guys. That's not, but thank you. But that's not what I meant. But thank you. I appreciate that, though. You didn't even miss a beat. I appreciate you guys, for real. I just, like, I want the, like, you know, I still want you to enjoy the content while you're here. I want you to like what you are watching while you're here. carf. Yeah, like I always have a carf, but that was a crazy carf. Wait, is this a wait. Wait. How the fuck did excuse me? You're shitting me. Excuse me. No, there's an item. Look at Huey. There's an item there. How? I can jump that, no problem. Yeah, like, look at how far I can jump. I can jump so far. I can jump so far. So I think there's a second set. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, why? I'm so sorry, guys. I do not know where this came from and why it will not stop. So I'm curious if there's a second set of bones or whatever. Oh my god, it was a Ninetales? Oh my god, I was so distracted. How many of these rats up my booty? Alright, so that's 2. Fires. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at them. There's 2 of them. Look at them. Holy shit. I wonder if Nightingale's back up. I really wanted to finish building. Holy shit, indeed. Oh my god, it brought me back here. Okay. Oh. There's gotta be a Grace down there. There's gotta be a Grace down there. Go away. I was just distracted by building in your stream. Well, that's good, because I want on Nightingale. I literally only wanted to do this one boss fight, which I ended up doing, but I think there's a second part over here, which I would like to finish. And then I'll Nightingale for the last, like, hour or so. Excuse me. Oh my god. Guys, I'm so sorry. I think it's like, I don't want to be gross, but I think it's like my sinuses, like, in my chest, you know? Like, my sinuses are in my face. But I think my sinuses have drained into my chest because it's just gross. And I'm really sorry that it's gross. I'm so sorry I'm gross, guys. Alright, now, this way? No. I fucked up already. This way. It's okay, thanks. Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I don't know, like, suddenly why I just can't clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Oh, I was right the first time. I was right the first time, silly goose. Or just jump wherever you want, Torrent. That's fine too. Alright, I've got to find a Grace. There has to be a Grace down here. Gross. Gross. Oh. Go very slow because you're on your horse. Teeny baby steps. A slumbering egg. What do I do with eggs? I think that's the second one that I've gotten. Alright. Scramble them? Oh. Delicious. Delicious. So we can go this way, and then... Alright, is this where I fell last time? No, because I got the golden seed. Okay. I think I went that way, right? Yeah, because I don't think there's anything over there. Alright, golden seed has been acquired. So let's go this way. Alright, I lit that one. I lit that one. Oh, I think there's my... I think my runes are right there. Ah! No! Oh my god! Okay, well, hi. Hello. I've made it to wherever the fuck this place is. What is this? This is an elevator that needs a key. I'm gonna get shot in the back while I'm putting this stone in here. Okay, so now can I step on the elevator? Oh, hi. Where are we going? This is so fancy. Where are we going? I can't see. Adventure. Oh, it's slowing down. I'm in Kaled? Oh, look. A Grace. Just like I said. Oh! Is this? There's no fucking way right now. Guys. I have been trying to figure out... Oh my god! I have been trying to figure out how the fuck to get here for so long. Because... Let me see if I can find where it is. There's like just like this drop off that doesn't go anywhere. And I was like, how the hell do you get up here? I don't want to fight that rune bear, but I'm curious like where this leads. Did you file something about your missing items? You mean on DoorDash? Oh, look, see, here it is. This is the drop-off. I'm gonna die, 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 I'm gonna die. Yeah, this is the spot that I can figure out how to get up. I just want to get this item, and I'm gonna die getting this item. Oh my god, it was a stone sword key. All that for a fucking stone sword key, which I literally just used to get here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, cool. We're good, we're out of here. Okay. Goodbye, bear. Yes, I did. I did. I did it right on the app, right when my stuff was delivered. So that's really interesting that that goes there. Yeah, oh fuck, okay. So these are golems, which sucks. But it's okay. See, it's fine. Okay, that's not as fine. That's also not as fine. Okay, that's not fine. None of those are fine. Okay. It's fine. No, we're good. See, we're good. We're good. We're gonna heal. Give me hand cover. Okay. Hello, giant jar man. May I enter? I was trying to figure out forever how to talk. Oh. Hi. You can now see the Knight of the Great Jar's red summon sign. Wait a second. Red summon sign? As in I have to fight him? Also where? The Kaled Coliseum. Oh, see, I don't want a Coliseum. So there's multiple Coliseums then. There's not just one. Man. I can't believe all that. And it's the Coliseum for PvP. Like, all the time that I spent IRL trying to get over here. Because I saw this giant jar man and I was like, what is that? God, these golems are so annoying. But it also said that I can see his red summon sign, which I don't. I also don't see his summon sign, so there's that whole thing. Okay, well, that's fine. So I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish in Elden Ring. So I don't know if I should continue playing Elden Ring, or if I should hop back on Nightingale and finish building my house. Am I done in Nokron though? No, I'm not, because I need to activate the second spirit. Why can't I use my map? Because these guys are in combat with me, technically? Is that what is going on? I mean, I could just die. Can I kill a golem? I don't think so. They will shoot that close to their own feet. That's funny. Oh my god, I do no damage. My audio is jacked up, I hear it. Okay, so I can beat a golem. But now I have to fix my audio. It's so annoying that this happens with these headsets, with this headset. Because I like using this headset when I want to go wireless and I don't want to have something on top of my head. But the audio desyncs very quickly. Wait, wasn't there 3? So there's the second one there. Okay. We have to go back to Nokron. Okay, now we can. Okay, well... Nokron. Aqueduct Basin Cliffs. Where does this go? Alright, I think I'm gonna swap back to Nightingale. I wanna get my house built. Okay. Then we'll swap. Okay. I normally don't like to swap games and stuff around, but I feel like everybody is playing Elden Ring right now. Oh, Arc graphics. Arc, you made these graphics? Very nice. Good job. A+. You do make the bestest graphics. You do. You did a good job. A+ on the graphics. A+. It's probably gonna put me in the same server that I was in before, and then I'm gonna have to fast travel home, which is where I kept getting stuck. I'm kind of bummed. We were at 22.99 followers when I started stream, and then we got that raid, and then I got another follower, and then we're still at 22.99, which means we lost one. So like we've been like kissing 2300. And can I interest you in the bestest graphics? I don't know. I don't know. Sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me. Yeah, see? We're back in the forest again. And we're gonna be encumbered. And then we have to travel home, which is where I keep getting stuck. Which is where I keep getting stuck. Alright, I'm gonna put my hair in a braid, or 2 braids, because the frizz is just absolutely ridiculous. Please do not crash on me again. Waiting for server. Does everybody else who plays this game have, like, absolutely ridiculous loading screens? Shooting animals in the heart with a ranged weapon is often fatal. Yeah, it's bad. I hope it's just... I hope it's growing pains. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's something that they end up working out eventually, because the loading screens are just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, preparing realm. Waiting for server. This is where I got kicked out every time last time. Preparing realm. Okay. You said that already. And we might not be in luck. Oh, here we are. Perfect. So we can continue building, which is what I really wanted to do tonight, honestly. All right. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this wall here. Or I'm just going to seal it off. Maybe I'll just seal it off and make it like a tower. Maybe that's what I'll do. Lumber. Oh, perfect. I like... I get it, like, I get why they did it, but it also kind of annoys me that everything is separated by, like, the type, but then it doesn't change anything about the way you do it. It doesn't change anything about the appearance, or it doesn't change anything. So it's like, if I spend all this time making all this shimmering ore, it doesn't change when you build anything with ore. So it's like such a weird waste of space that they have all these different, like, different variants, like glass and glass and glass and glass and glass, and like, I get the different ore types, but I don't know. When you break them all down, you know, like, why can't I use all these different types of hides when I'm using the stuff? I don't know. It's a weird build mechanic that I'd question why they did it. Alright. So I think I'm going to fill this in. And then... Is there a... So there's not a corner that's not this gable. Well, I guess I can do this. Oh no, I can't. That's not even... Okay. Dang. That sucks that there's not, like, a small... Like, this is the only gable end that there is. And it's so, like... Oh my god, did it really fill it in the front? That's so weird. It's so weird. Why did it do that? That's so strange. That is so strange. That it automatically spun it that way. I don't think this is enough. I think I actually need 6. Would I? Yeah, I need 6. That's so strange to me. That's so funny. Hilarious. Alright. Let's do 10, because I think I need some here too. Oh no, that did fill it in. Oh, okay, cool. Hello? 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 Yeah, it. Oh, that's so weird. So how do I... How do I build the roof in here now? Peaked corner roof. What does that do? I don't understand. Oh. Wait, so then do you do this? I can't. Oh, I can. No. Yes? No, that's stupid. That doesn't even make sense. How do you use these corners? Oh. Oh! I see. Okay. So this is a corner for these guys. So if you have... Okay. 1, 2, 3. I see. Okay. Do they have a... They don't have a centerpiece. So... Interesting. Very interesting. So they don't have a center roof piece. So somehow you gotta make it work, which is gonna be interesting here. 'Cause there's no center. So I guess you could put... Like, I guess you could do the peaked and then put the gable in there. On the front. Like that. How does it look from the side is the question. Oh, that's not bad. Because the front of the roof, like the front of the tower part of it covers the majority of it. And it's centered. That's not terrible, huh? I mean, if anything, we could always make the tower part go up one more. So the tower part actually, like, covers the front of it, you know what I mean? And I think I want to change this wall right here to a window from the front. Oh my god, she's cutting trees down in my fucking my little grove over here. We're not cutting trees over here, lady. I'm gonna have to take away her fucking axe. Yeah, I think I like it. And then we'll just have to figure out something to do with this guy over here. I think that's good. Does anyone have any opinions on the matter? Why does it do that? Okay, maybe it'll change when everything is built. Alright, what do you need? 4 more lumber and shingles. Shingles. Okay. Alright, it's almost 11 o'clock. So I guess we're gonna call it for now. And yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow. Because it got real quiet in chat, and that's cool because it's Sunday night, but we'll call it early tonight, so that's fine. I'll get some building done, and that way tomorrow when I'm back, hopefully my beautiful abode will be looking much more like an abode. But let's see who's on. We can toss a raid to. If anybody. Oh, Chaos is on. Chaos. Playing that Yakuza. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. And thanks for hanging. Thanks for putting up with me playing some Elden Ring while we waited for the Nightingale servers to come back up. And I will see you tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. You know how it is with my new job. You know. No, I know. It was just like you know, energy kind of just shifted a little bit, and it's cool. Like, I'll get some building done, and it's not like, I'm not offended. I'm not upset. I'm just saying, like, you know, and the energy just shifted, and sometimes when the energy shifts, you feel the shift of energy, and you're like, that's cool. It is what it is. But no, you're good. You're good. I'm not upset. As long as you guys aren't upset. Yeah, get your last Korok seed. And as long as everything goes well tomorrow, because tomorrow I do have a lot to do. But anyway, should be live tomorrow. Thanks for hanging, guys. I do really appreciate you putting up with me swapping over the Elden Ring for that little bit of time while we waited for the Nightingale servers to come back up, because I've really been enjoying it, and I've been enjoying it off stream, so it was nice to share with you guys. But yeah, I'll see you most likely tomorrow. Have a good night, stay safe, make good choices. I'll be building, and I'll see you later.